It is a beautiful night here in Southeast Texas, and the roof is open at NRG Stadium in Houston. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Opening play, and Stroud will throw it. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. And he pulled in downfield by Collins. Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins, 54 yards. And the Texans need just 2 plays on their opening drive to take the early lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 26. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Carr. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the Texans are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Stroud out of the gun here. He's got it to Collins, complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 24 yards.
someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass in the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
Now Stroud. Look at the big man rumble. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Dalton Schultz, 34 yards. And the Texans lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but
it's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 73 yards. And the Saints are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. The point after, good by Groupie. And that'll make our score 14-7. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Pete Werner. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Groupie able to add the PAT, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They had that 14-0 lead, but that has evaporated as they go to work here, 1st and 10. Stroud coming right back after the pick 6. Oh, right on the heels of the pick 6. Another ball intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game. Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 7.
Now Carr. The throw out wide going to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
If they want it first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Carr. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That's good for 28 yards. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the 1st quarter. These 2 teams all tied after 1. The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. Trying the left side with Kamara. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
And they'll run it here.
And that play going absolutely nowhere. They sniffed it out from the start, and it'll turn into a big loss.
And his kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead.
So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Stroud looking to throw.
Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Stroud. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Throwing now is Stroud. They intercept Stroud again, the third time in this game. And the Saints will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw in this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. Dancing to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
To throw his Carr. On the move left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
From the gun now on third down, Carr. Forced out to his left. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this pass.
All right, open, complete. And he will be marked down inside of New Orleans 10. A huge play there for Houston. 57 yards. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So it's first and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Stroud to throw it. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Two incompletions haven't moved him any closer, and likely throwing again, you'd have to think on third and goal here.
Here goes Stroud again.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Saints are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. And the defense, Charles, they bit a little bit, but they did not break. And then on third and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them at the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10.
And he'll take this one up to about the 13. Making the stop there, Danielle Hunter. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
Second and 5.
Again, it's Kamara. Nifty move. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Carr going to throw.
Open man left side. Shaheed has it.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
Well, one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
Now Carr.
That's going to be caught downfield by Hill.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. To throw, it's Carr.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, he's been the guy already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will do it for this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
Second down, and it's Kamara again.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on 1st down. Nothing fancy really on either side. They were just trying to punch it between the tackles, but could not get it done.
That felt very old schoolish, didn't it? Because we always talk about how we spread it out on offense nowadays and try and create some running lanes. That one was really tight. Go get it. A big pile of bodies. Didn't quite get there.
And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 38. In motion goes the tight end. Coming left is Kamara. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
The Shaheed going to go in motion. Kamara gets it again on 2nd down.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
44 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone.
Now Carr shifting his guys around a bit. A man who started collegiately in state at TCU, it's Kendre Miller.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Kamara up the middle. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. So here we go. A big spot now for Blake Grupe. This to make it a 2-score game. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So that's, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to have it here.
Well, Bronco fans were out and shouting J-E-T-S Jets well before the gates opened here. And now they fill the stands of MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Blake Grupe out and ready to send this away. And away we go from East Rutherford. On the return, here comes Kene Wangu. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. They start the drive with Hall. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Offense in the hurry up here. Wilson on the give, headed left. And the reverse call pays off. Some decent yardage before he's brought down. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Third down give to Hall. And they limit this to a minimal gain to around the 34. The Jets take their first time out. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Fourth and 3, drive on the line. They do go for it. It's Rodgers. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Here's Rodgers on 1st and 10. He fires one deep down the middle. It is caught at the 20. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
I have loved this opening script. Aggressive, taking your shots. You know, the numbers tell you get an explosive play on a drive. In the NFL today, you're typically going to score. With that shot down the field, well, they're knocking on the door in the red zone.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. From the red zone now. That's caught. It's Breece Hall. And this is down all the way to the 3. This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. They send a receiver in motion right. They'll throw again. Rodgers. And that one's incomplete. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. So now it'll be 2nd and goal.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal. Quick pass, right side, complete. Touchdown, New York. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
That one splits the uprights. And the Jets will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. To return this, Rashid Shaheed. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Carr off the play fake. His first throw is an interception. Picked off by DJ Reed. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick 6. So now it's 13-zip, Brock, and they've got to be even happier knowing that multiple phases of their game contributing to this lead early. You can almost hear the noise coming from the nearby French Quarter. And they're being just as loud inside Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. Blake Grupe out and ready to send this away. And here we go from New Orleans. Fielded at the 7. And this drive will start inside the 25. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Daniel's going to throw to get us started. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. But one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Daniels. That's complete to Zach Ertz. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure. You sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Here's a counter give to Robinson. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Another carry for Robinson. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Alontae Taylor making the stop. That's going to be a gain of 6, and they need only inches now here on 3rd down.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
A toss now to Robinson. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
Kid, I'll give some credit to the defense there. Limited the gain to the outside, contained him for minimal yardage, but it was going to be tough to stop him from getting a 1st down as close as they were to the sticks.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Daniels from the pistol. And he gets him around 6 there. And play wrapped up by Demario Davis.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit. And you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Option play. Here's a give to Eckler. And he's brought down for a loss.
His goal is pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Out of the gun, Daniels. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And 4th and 4 coming up.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Throw caught by his running back. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. And this one won't get close. They make the stand and force that turnover on downs.
You know, these fourth down plays are all about trust. You lean into what you do best. Unfortunately, with the lack of execution, you're going to throw that one off the playlist.
This is Alvin Kamara with it. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Frankie Louvu there for the tackle. So through one, this game, more for you defensive maestros out there. Couple of zeros on the board right now. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. We're back for the second quarter. Saints in possession of the football. They're looking at 2nd and 4. Another run for Kamara. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Play made by Deron Payne. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Working out of the gun, it's Carr. He's got Shaheed. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Putting a receiver in motion. Kamara now on 1st and 10. And he gets this forward to the 19. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10.
Right now. 29.
So we're at the 2-minute warning here from the Superdome. The Saints with the football. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. They go play action with Khan. Taken in by Shaheed. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Call it feel, Kate, call it instincts. I don't really care what you call it, but the best QBs, they can sense it. They know when that pressure's coming, and they know how to avoid it. Keep that play alive, extend it outside of the chaos, and go get your offense a completion.
They give on 2nd to Kamara. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. They manage a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints get some late points and the lead. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
Blake Grupe to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Here's Grupe on now to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. The Commanders in the hurry up. They're hustling for the line. They're just going to play it safe, sticking with the ground game, it looks like. And he stopped on a nice gain on what is the final play of this first half. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flight. Needed a little more to reach the landing zone, so give him the ball at the 40-yard line. And they'll have great field position, Brock, after the unforced error on the kickoff. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. They've got a man in motion. Running behind center with Kamara. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
All I could tell him there was good luck. You get a safety all over a run like that, they could just smell it like a shark with blood in the water. And you feel fortunate if you're even able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Carr here from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, let's give some credit to the defense here, Kate, right? We talk about explosive plays. Every offense is looking for them. But when a defense can go back-to-back, Jack, with the tackle for loss and a sack, well, they're more than doing their job.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Forced out to his right. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
The QBs today so adept at doing just this, buying themselves enough time and finding a target. The problem on this one, just not the throw he needed to make the completion.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. This punt out of bounds on the fly. We're waiting for the mark. Looks like they're going to say it's short of the 30. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Now Daniels off the play action. Here's a loft deep down the middle. Into a crowd, and that pass is intercepted. Picked off by Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints will be set up great after a terrific return down inside the 15.
And what a huge bonus on top of the takeaway. Not only did you steal the possession, but you immediately, Kate, flip this field and give your teammates a golden opportunity to punch it in for 6. And if they score quickly, well, it'll put that opposing offense right back out there, still reeling from that interception.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's a give inside to Kamara. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
What now?
Shaheed coming in motion left. Now the give as they set up the jet sweep. And he drives this forward to the 6. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down.
Receivers running the ball, well, that's become commonplace in the NFL now, and that includes down here in the red zone. In close, a lot less space to work with. You really love your most elusive players to get their hands on the ball.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Shaheed coming in motion left. It's Kamara on 3rd down. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. It's only 2 on the pickup, and they remain 2 yards shy as it brings up 4th. So the Saints send out Blake Grupe for the try. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. Mikatomney's kick is good. And they come away with some points on that series.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Willie Gay there on the tackle. Offense up to the line fast. Here's 2nd and 5. That's McLaurin with a catch out left. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. So we're through 3 here. It's Commanders football, and they'll get to work coming into the quarter trailing. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Daniels. He's going to try to drop it in deep. Tried to float that one in, and defender's there for the interception. Colson and Debo's got it. And the Saints are stopped on the return just shy of their own 35.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful. Right, you've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
They've got first down from the 31. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. stay on the ground with Kamara. And he's brought down for a loss.
Now might be a good spot to remind everybody, about for the 1000th time, how much better athletes these D tackles are today, Kate. A decade or two ago, they just ate up space. Now, they eat up running backs.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. Here comes the Saints punting unit. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. And they won't be able to return this one as it sails out of bounds. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On 1st down, here's Daniels. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. Daniels back to throw. Into traffic, complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Working quickly here. 1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. He'll get it complete to Brian Robinson Jr. And he gets across midfield and into Saints territory. Offense in the hurry up here. On 2nd down, Robinson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Commanders gotta score in a hurry. Need to work as quick as you can here, Brock. 2 timeouts left, down 2 scores. It's 1st down. Back to throw. Here's Daniels. That's brought in by Luke McCaffrey. And they bring him down around the 34. The Commanders in the hurry up. They're hustling for the line. 2nd and 1. He's on the move. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. The Commanders in the hurry up. They're hustling for the line. Daniels on 1st down. Got it, man. Robinson has it. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. The Commanders in the hurry up. They're hustling for the line. Here we go. 2nd and 9. Cut out left. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. Washington calls it 2nd timeout. Still 1 more in their pocket to use. Only 1 timeout remaining. They've got to work quickly here. It's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Dumps it off to his running back. And it looks like he went out of bounds right at that 7-yard line.
You know, Kate, it is so hard on these defenses to try to keep an eye and monitor on these running backs when they leave the backfield, especially if he's waiting to chip a defender or delays in the start of his route. He's really an underrated part of their overall passing game.
Again, Daniels to the air. And he hits the end zone. Touchdown! I hope nobody left early, Brock, because we have still got a game. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
And now the Commanders face a very important two-point attempt. Here he is to throw. And he reels it in for two, so now a field goal would get them the lead.
I always say about the NFL game, it's a game of matchups. And that time they get the matchup they want, and they go right to it. It's a risky call throwing it for two, but that risk pays off.
As we approach the final half minute of play, their comeback hopes resting on recovering this kick. And that's recovered by the Saints, who are going to win this football game. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Run here with Kamara. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line. First down play, nets them 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Now Kamara. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. So fans starting to stream from the Superdome to the French Quarter as it's a win for the Saints. And it still shows up as a victory for them, Brock, whether they score 50 or they have a rough day putting points on the board. So for Brock Heward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Saints as we say so long from New Orleans. It's a building that's meant so much to the city of New Orleans and all of its residents over the years. And our coverage of the NFL has brought us to it, Caesars Superdome. Blake Grupe out and ready to send this away. And here we go from New Orleans. Jaden Reed to return this. Big shot at the end of that return as he gets it just past the 20. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that first down.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
They're set up at the 35 now. First down, and they go right back to him. And they bring him down after he ran through him up to the 43. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
Going to the ground again on first. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Sent to the ground by Pete Werner. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Going run again with Jacobs. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Willie Gay there on the tackle. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. Love from the gun. Brought in along the sideline. Just need an official ruling. And they say catch. Great play. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is you put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
Time for our 2nd quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They'll have 2nd down as they look to continue this good drive. Shotgun now for Love. Escapes the pocket. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
You know, that's a situation. May have worked out better if he'd thrown the ball. His running ability gets him a chunk of yards, but still some work to do to get that first down.
Turning to Jacobs on third. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense that just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Fourth down, here's Love. And it falls incomplete. And that play doesn't get it done. We've got a turnover on downs.
I think this defense was resigned to giving up 3 points on the opening series. Instead, well, they got the chance to deny them anything. And boy, did they ever attack it.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Carr gonna open with a pass here. Completed over the middle. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Brought down by Quay Walker.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Second and 6 coming up here. Carr off the play fake. He's got Shaheed. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. That one gains 7. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from the Superdome. The Saints looking for a score before halftime. They have themselves another 1st and 10. This is Alvin Kamara with it. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
I don't know, kid. I didn't think he had it, but that back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the first down. Pops up right away and signals first down.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Carr here from the gun. He's on the move. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
A little bit of chaos, right? I mean, play breaks down, trying to find a connection and get on the same page, just couldn't do it. I'll tell you this, though, and what I do like is you live to play another down. You don't risk the interception, and you throw it out of bounds.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Back to the air, Carr. Catch made by Alvin Kamara. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. The Saints calling for a timeout. They're first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first. Offense marching it downfield on their opening drive. Here's the 1st and 10 from the 47. Kamara running out of the gun. And he gets a few on the plunge forward. Second down now, 7 to go. From the shotgun, Carr. Trying for a long day, but it's intercepted. And the Packers get the football on the first turnover of the contest. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Hey, these are the type of games he's counted on to get when they're available. Unfortunately, we had tremendous vision to see the seam and get through it before that window could close.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Love out of the shotgun. Rolling left, buying some time. He's going to keep it this time. And we'll turn our focus now to the flag down as he ends up out of bounds. So march it forward after they accept the penalty. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Finds his man, it's Kraft. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. Now timeout taken by Green Bay. That's its second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Well, they got him down before he could do any more damage in terms of yards. That's no easy job, mind you, tackling a big tight end. But the main damage had already been done. He kept this drive going by getting beyond the line of game.
Thrown on first down, Love. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Offense to the line for second down. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Completes this one to Kraft. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out.
This defense didn't give up contain there, Kate. That was an instance where the more exciting plays were taken away downfield. And even looking to the tight end wasn't going to net them much.
Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. So on third down, they're going to go ahead and bring him out to try and get 3 here before the half. From the right hash, 55 yards out. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And they're on the board.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And the kickoff is into and then out of the end.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Just about set for football. Blake Groupie is ready to get us started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. They go play action with Jackson. And this is going to be pulled in by the tight end Andrews. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews. 62 yards. And the Ravens march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today...
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he's taken down here by the Saints. I thought the days of the fake extra point were numbered once they moved these kicks back to the 15. Apparently, I was mistaken.
Yeah, I was wondering who was ever going to try to do this. In fact, I quit wondering. I didn't think it would ever happen. Taking a fake from the 15-yard line to try and pick up an extra point, I didn't think anyone would ever call this.
So they went for 2 and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead. And by rule, that comes out to the 40-yard line, so good opportunity for this offense with solid field position. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. On play action, it's Carr.
Gets this complete to Shaheed.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 34. From the gun, it's Carr. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here's Carr. Finding Taysom Hill complete. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Shotgun now for Carr.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 16. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards. I love that play because in the snow you think run, run, run. Big passing play there.
And defenders hate it, especially in open space, because trying to come under control, break down, and make a tackle in the open field, difficult in normal conditions. In these conditions, almost impossible.
On 1st and 10, a handoff. Nope, it's a reverse. Oh, and this one, it may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Six 0 our score after 1. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. They fake the handoff. Now Carr rolling to his right. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And the Saints are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Kamara is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. Again, Kamara. And he will again run into a wall as he is stuffed at the 4-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a third and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. They'll try to run it in. It's Kamara. No gain on the play that time. So a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a fourth and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on, and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room. I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef, they want to run the football. But that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. The slot man in motion right. Now it's Jackson. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, Jackson. Steps away to his left. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Facing 4th down, Baltimore will punt. Jordan Stout out there. Deep for New Orleans is Rashid Shaheed. Pulled in at the 24. And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And this one is incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Carr now to throw. And going deep for Hill. This is caught inside the 15. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
So instead of trailing into the lockers, they grabbed the lead with the clock reading all zeros before intermission.
I would love to go into the locker room with them because right now they're riding a nice wave, aren't they? They're feeling good about themselves. But I know the coach is going to be talking to them about calming down, taking it easy. We've got a whole second half, but use the way we finished the first one to start the second.
The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Not much has changed since we left you at halftime. The snow still continuing to fall as we are back underway. Oh, a good return up past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. They start the second half with Kamara. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. They run it again with Kamara. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down.
Well, partner, if we had their entire playbook in front of us, I'm not sure we would have picked out that play as the one to run in that situation. How about the guts of the offensive coordinator? Dialing that one up into great success.
Now they'll throw with Carr. That escapes the sack to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it second down.
Partner, it took a while for him to lock onto a receiver, and he finally found his man coming left to right across the formation. But by the time he got the ball to him, not much of a chance to turn upfield and make anything out of it.
Kamara up the middle. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
A yard all they need, but it's third down. And Shaheed going to go in motion. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds back near their own 20. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what do we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. A throw taken in by Tylan Wallace. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Play action. It's Jackson. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. Down the right sideline. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Isaiah Likely, 52 yards. And the Ravens use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the fourth. Tucker with the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. To throw his Carr. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
To throw, it's Carr. Little short pass here to Hill. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing now is Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now Carr, gotta have this one. That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to depend on the spot.
First opened in 1957. Welcome inside what's still one of the great stadiums of the NFL. Legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, home of the Packers. The kicker, Blake Grupe, set to start it. And off we go from legendary Lambeau. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start.
Okay, ready?
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
Ready. Hey, confused.
Now the first carry of the game for Josh Jacobs. And it's a positive start. A gain of 5 to get things going. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5.
Down. Ultra. Cut.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll take this up, working towards the 1st down mark. He gets 5, but is just a little short of the 1st down. An early test to start this one. 3rd and inches.
Here we go. Here we go. 22 needle.
Out of the shotgun. It's Love. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. He'll get out of bounds. A gain of 8, and that's going to be good enough for a first down.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. From the gun, it's Love. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And that's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that first down.
It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down where it's a little bit more manageable.
Here's 3rd and 2. Love. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. They'll get 19 out of that play. First down, Packers.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10.
Here we go. Hey, cross field. Ready?
They'll run out of the gun with Jacobs. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
Ready, chop, 17.
So we've come to the end of a fairly evenly played opening quarter. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And we're back at Lambeau Field. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4.
Come on, set. Shovel, 38. Set, huh?
Throwing is Love. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Defensively, that's just a missed opportunity, Mike. Anytime you have 2 defenders in the area and neither one of them is able to make a play on the ball, yes, I know that the ball felt incomplete, but, man, you got to get your hands on that ball and take advantage.
Ready?
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Love. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down?
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They'll go for it. Love. They get 18 yards on 4th down and a fresh set of downs.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
That is Musgrave, the man in motion. Here's Jacobs. Trying to find a crease in there. It's a big pile of bodies, but he is going to come up short.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
That is Musgrave, the man in motion.
Ready.
One more time, it's Jacobs. And this time he will work his way into the end zone. Josh Jacobs. Touch. The address is 347 Don Shula Drive in honor of the legendary coach. The stadium is Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. The kicker, Blake Grupe, set to start it. And off we go from South Florida. This one taken at the 10. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. First and 10. Opening carry of the game for the speedster, Devon Achane. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Second down and 3. Tua gonna throw. He's going to look deep for Tyreek. That's caught. And he will go all the way. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown, Dolphins.
This is when you're very fortunate as an offensive play caller, Mike, that you not only have the speed on the outside, but you got the big arm behind center, because it doesn't get real fancy. If you can hold up in the protection, you're saying run as